Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. I'm here with my nephew Ashwath, who is back in vacation from his university because of Christmas. So we thought we will exploit him and pick his brains for the benefit of our audience to see what he has learned. We are discussing Warren Buffett. We went through two of his styles, but he wants to look at the second style once again. We discussed ITC, we discussed Tata Steel. He wants to go into greater depth. So let's go back to Sashwat.
Right. So just to quickly summarize what we did in the last two videos, we looked at cigarette butts, we looked at book value and why a company trading under the book value, if they if they're making profits and they don't have any hidden liabilities and their promoter holding is great enough, why it might be a value buy. Now that is what Warren Buffett was doing before, and now he's transitioned after meeting Charlie Munger. Now coming to this new way of investing, or rather new to Warren Buffett relatively to what he was doing before under Graham. He says buy wonderful companies at fair prices. So under this, through his multiple annual meetings, annual general meetings, and his annual reports, he's given us some insight into how his brain works and how Munger's brain works while picking stocks. So first off, I want to look at some of the key gems in Warren Buffett's closet, and second, I also want to look at the rationale behind each of them. And I want to look at some of the tenets which we can glean from the companies which he has, his prized possessions. So, first off, I want to understand his most iconic buy, which is Coca Cola, which he owns a decent percentage of. So, I want to
Anyway,
understand why he invested in Coca Cola and why it was a great buy when he bought it.
okay. And mind you, he waited for a long time to buy Coca Cola because the
Right.
price was not correct.
In the making of the American Capitalist, he talks about his childhood, where they talk about his childhood, where he says that he used to sell Coke bottles. He used to buy it in bulk and then sell it around the block.
Because, and he compares it with Wrigley's, which also he owns.
Yeah,
It costs nothing to make Coke.
yeah,
The syrup is already there. You put a amount of sugar, mix it with soda, and you sell it.
right.
So,
And it's a brand which he's grown up with since he was a child.
child and Coke sells across there's no limit to where it can.
And it's been an iconic home staple for a long time.
Time. It started as an American brand.
Yeah,
Now I think it sells everywhere.
right.
In a country like India where it's a new entrant, it
It's
was kicked
become
out and then it came back.
yeah,
Now they bought Thumbs Up very cheap,
yeah.
and now Thumbs Up is $1 billion brand. You have Sprite, which is $1,000 billion brand.
Right.
So in a country like India, they have got $2 billion brands. So these are
I think
the
Minute Maid is also owned by Coca Cola.
Minute Maid is owned by Coke.
Yeah, and that's a drink which I love drinking. Yeah,
Yeah, and now the other thing is Coke for a long time is only focused on drinks.
correct.
Like unlike Pepsi, it is not
Branched out into fast food.
it's not concentrated.
Yeah,
They're not making chips. They're not making oats.
Taco Bell and all
They're
that.
not. They're not doing everything under
Right,
the sun.
right.
Pepsi thought by owning this, you can also expand their sales.
Yeah,
But Coke very clearly concentrated only on
what it was doing.
what
Circle of
was
competence.
so it was sticking to its circle of competence.
Right,
And when Buffett bought it, I think they made the mistake of abandoning the old Coke for the new Coke,
right.
and they quickly corrected the
They
mistake.
corrected it. Yeah,
So that is the time he pounced,
yeah.
and he's bought a huge proportion of that, and it's a good company.
It's spewing free cash
It's
flow.
it spews free cash flow.
Yeah,
It continues to grow, and if it drops, I think he'll buy even more.
right. And this reminds me of the. So you had talked about circle of competence and doing what you're great at. If it works, then why change it? So coming to that point, there's this principle called the hedgehog cycle in Good to Great, where Jim Collins says that the company which is able to stay to its defensive strategy, where it has one thing which it's very good at, and it keeps building on that. If it ain't broke, then why fix it is the question.
That's exactly what Coke does. You need not worry about.
Yeah,
You don't have to be sexy. You don't have to be great.
right.
You can churn the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
So you make only you stick to drinks. Now sugar is a major threat.
yeah.
So they have gone sugar free. They have gone to
Coke
others.
Zero, Diet Coke, and all that. Yeah,
Coke Zero, Coke Diet. They make fresh juice
yeah.
and other things. But by and large, Coke has stuck to only drinks,
Right.
which is very good.
Yeah.
Whereas Pepsi tried everything and its focus
Yeah.
kind of
Jack of
got
all trades,
the jack
master of
of
none.
all trades. They could have stopped with Tropicana. They went into Quaker Oats. They went into
Right.
restaurants. They went to making Fritos Lays chips.
Yeah.
Now, Coke didn't do all that.
Right.
Coke remained focused, so they could go deep.
Yeah.
They could spend more money,
Mastery over what you do.
mastery over what you do, and even look like a market in India where they came second.
Hmm. Yeah.
And for a long time, Pepsi was running circles around them.
Yeah.
They bought the rights for a World Cup,
Yeah.
and then Pepsi took two of its prime players,
Yeah.
and then said, "Ye dil mange more."
Yeah. Yeah.
For a long time, it looked like Pepsi would run away with India, and Coke had the money and the power to buy Thumbs Up,
Yeah.
and all the spending and everything. Pepsi has not outgunned Thumbs Up.
So coming down to the diversification point and doing what you're good at, um, I wanted to. So we talked about ITC in the last few videos. So I wanted to understand what ITC is doing right and what Coke did wrong. How do you go about diversification if you
No, no,
do
no,
choose
no.
to?
ITC is forced diversification
Because the cigarette business is not something you can cling on to all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
So the owners of ITC would like to ask them to return the cash.
Right.
ITC is a case not to be strictly compared with this,
Yeah.
because ITC knows that a day will come, say 30, 40 years from now, or
Where
20
cigarettes
years from
become obsolete
where cigarettes could become obsolete
due to government intervention.
due to health intervention.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
I don't smoke, so
Yeah.
I can't expect somebody else to smoke.
And the percentage of people smoking in each generation keeps going down.
It keeps going down,
Yeah.
and therefore, when I see I've traveled to Middle East,
Yeah.
but I saw a lot of people smoke there.
Yeah.
The Chinks smoke, but I don't know how many Indians smoke, but it should go down.
It is going down
It-
statistically. Yeah.
yeah. Therefore, it is better for ITC to diversify into other businesses,
For its
because
own survival.
for its own survival, because they cannot keep investing in cigarettes.
Right.
That business will die,
Yeah.
and how much business money can you lend to your customers?
Yes.
So as long as the longer cigarette stays, better for ITC.
They get a better grounding before the eventual ban hammer comes.
Yeah, it will come.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Right.
When it comes, I don't know.
But Pepsi
Right.
didn't have that obligation.
Pepsi did not have that obligation.
Right. And that's where they went wrong.
They went wrong. They should have not gone into, yes, for Tropicana,
Yeah.
no for Quaker Oats, no for buying those restaurants
Right.
and getting stuck. But they went into those restaurants thinking that their sales of Pepsi will increase.
Right. Yeah.
They thought their sales of Pepsi will increase.
Yeah.
ITC was banished for a long time because people thought that ITC is wasting the money it's making in
Right. The free
cigarette
cash flow is not being allocated properly.
properly. That was the grouse.
Right.
But it takes time to build a business.
Yeah.
1 year, 1 decade down the line, their business will definitely be much
A
better.
lot of their businesses are still doing quite well. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, so that's Coca-Cola done. We have an idea of why he bought Coca-Cola. But let's come down to See's Candy. So this is another iconic buy of his, and every annual general meeting you can see him having peanut butter candy by See's Candy. And there's a nice story of how he found See's Candy and why he decided to buy it as well.
he almost decided not to buy it because the price they asked went up suddenly.
Right,
It took a lot of effort from Charlie Munger to convince him to buy it.
right.
I think the management was Chuck Huggins.
Hmm.
He is the guy who allowed him to continue to run Seas Candies as it is.
Yeah,
There were some competitors who tried to copy the same method of writing, copying this. Chuck Huggins, it was an established business. If you're from somewhere down south in India,
yeah,
you will see like our Grand Sweets.
yeah. Grand Sweets.
Oh. So I would consider Grand Sweets.
Something related. I mean, corollary to See's Candy.
Yes, if somebody gives me, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
If I had the money and Grand Sweets, both the brothers sold it to me, I would have bought it.
You would have happily taken it. Yeah. So So that's another, but then I
Or
guess,
the MTR of Bangalore, which you like.
yeah, I would definitely take. And Maris is another restaurant which I love.
Thank you for watching Be Rich. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did so, like the video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. I want to thank all of you for supporting our event in Oman with great enthusiasm. A lot of people turned up in Oman, and a place where I don't have much influence. I wish to thank all of you for your support. The next event is going to be in Qatar, Doha. The event is scheduled for the last week of January. Those who would like to meet me in person in Qatar, Doha, or come to our event in Doha can send their request to the mail ID given below or contact the WhatsApp number flashing on the screen. My team will respond to you. See you in Qatar in the last week of Jan. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.